All right, well, I'm a little naked for this one, but what I'm doing is I have this Ram truck. I did put a video up of pulling this thing down, but we finally had the opportunity to do a little bit of work on it. We're in the process of actually picking up a frame, because we're going to be putting a frame on this one because of where it's bent, and then replacing the front aprons. So with that being said, we had the alternator was pushed back and it broke this top part of our timing cover off. Hopefully that was in the video. Okay, I wasn't paying attention. Anyway, it broke this off. We unplugged some of the stuff is for the alternator. So I got a used timing cover with a new gasket set, and then I bought a new water pump gasket to install on here. So this is something that can be done while this motor is still sitting in here. I do have some of the other pullers. I was going to try that. A friend of mine has this one. They got this. They said that it worked very well to remove this. So we're going to find out as far as getting our lower dampener off. But we're basically just going to get started here, and we're going to set everything, either the water pump, I believe I'm just going to pull off to the side, and then we're going to get everything else out of here slowly, piece by piece, let the alternator down. No different than if you were coming in here and you were doing a cam. This thing has one broken stud over here in the back right. I've already got the gaskets for that, but we're not going to be addressing that problem till we actually pick the motor up out of this frame to install into the other one. It just seems like that's going to be a better way to attack that. So we're going to get started. I'm going to remove this off of the water pump, and then like this bracket, I'm going to set it off to the side. The bolts that were here for this I have sitting inside, so I'll have to grab them when we do go to put this back together. This bracket, I guess, just holds this wire over here on this side, so we can just set that off to the side a little bit. And then when I pull these bolts, I'm going to okay, so when I remove the bolts from here, I'm going to take them and place them right into this one down here so that I get them all back in the same location, because I am not 100% sure, because this is the first one of these that I am actually going to be pulling apart. Alright, so there's our first one. Like I said, we're just going to work on getting these things pulled apart. I know there's some nuts here in the front of this to hold it. I'm not sure what's in the back. And then these studs will come out of this plate. So they're like an E-Torx bit on the end. So we have those we got to get. This one we use an impact to get off. Like I said, I'm just going to pull this. And as I'm working around, like I said, I'm just going to take everything off. This bracket here I'm going to pop off. It has a nut here and here, and then we have to unplug this from our water pump. A metal hose down here. Looks like we can just unbolt that, leave all that connected, along with even like our upper rat hose. I might pull it here. That way, this is not connected onto that, and it makes it easier to move around without this hanging on there. So let's get started. That's the biggest one there. Let's see what size this crank bolt is. Okay, I've got a 21. Now, someone says you can't use this one, but I've seen some people actually use this. So I'm gonna hold this in here and see where it goes. I seen a picture where somebody said you can actually get into here with this by turning these around, but I don't know. Like I said, this is gonna be something we gotta try. Okay. See, I think this one here is just a little wide to actually get down in behind here where it's going to grab. If these were nipped off the edges, you can see we're only grabbing on the edges of that one here. This looks like it just goes like this. All right, came off there pretty easy. This looks like this. Ticket right here is the tool. It's a door last, 81057. Even though those other kits state that they are for this, didn't want to work. Best way to say it. Alright, looks like we have a whole bunch of 13 millimeter just to remove. A couple 10s down here. So we've got 3, 4, 5 at the bottom. There we go. I'm going to get the rest of those removed. Alright, we got the oil pan bolts out. So now we're working on this. These were 13 millimeters. We broke the nuts and the one bolt in the back. Right now we're dropping these studs out of the way, and that is a E7. Alright, other than just dropping that, we are good to go. It's out. It's going to give us enough room to slide our cover off once we finish removing all the bolts. Let's work our way around the pump, which is going to be here, 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 there, 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 there. So we're going to work our way up around. I know I got to get these other ones here out of the way. So we'll just work our way up around. Everything pretty much came out all right. There was a stud bolt here. We were able to just slide that back for this one. This is going to probably have enough give on this. I'm going to try it without doing that. And let's just give this thing a tap. Try to separate it here. Wow. Talk about sealed. There we go. All right. Separated. Okay, I'm just going to stick a pry bar in here and just pull forward on this a little bit. Seems to work. Look at that. Looks like we got one sensor in here. Alright. Just like I figured. Silicone down here in these lower corners. It should be. Now we gotta get this plug undone. A little red locking clip. Okay. Get down here. Gently remove this without damaging the oil pan. We're off. Very clean. Very, very clean. Nice. Very nice. So I'm just going to take something that is really gentle probably and go over that. I'll lay a paper towel like this, and then that way I'm not getting anything down into the engine. But let's take a look over here. So here's the inside. Like I said, I do have a replacement gasket for this. Looks like we have our cam sensor here. As I said, I threw all my bolts over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move all of these over to here. That way when I'm reinstalling them, I'm putting them into the right location. You can make something like this out of cardboard if you want to. That works just as fine too. Alright, so I'm going to finish doing that. I'm going to get this cleaned up. I'll show you what it looks like before we get everything reinstalled. I grease all of my rubber seals, which will be the timing cover, and then this will get squirted with some RTV back there in the back where the block meets the pan to help avoid oil leaks there. But looking in here, I mean, everything is super clean. This motor does run really well. It's got 60,000 miles on it, so it should be clean. All right, well, got a little away with myself. I greased this seal. I put grease on it and then some silicone, black RTV back in the back. Just, you know what I mean, to reseal this thing the way that it was. Getting ready to install our new water pump gasket here into our water pump. Like I said, first time for one of these. I've had the older Hemis apart in my other trucks. Never did a timing cover on one of these. Actually pretty easy, you know. I know sooner or later I'll end up having to do cams in one of these if I start messing with them as much as what I want to, because it's a pretty common issue, but it doesn't seem like it's that bad of a job. Okay, now that that's in, I'm going to finish getting it in the rest of the way. But I have some red bearing grease, and I just put it on there. That way when I put it on there, it'll actually like slip into place. I did put some in here. You can see some did squirt through in that area. That's just to help seal or seat the seal. Yeah, seat the seal. So just gonna work our way around. Make sure this thing's pushed in all over the way, like this. Just like that. Alright. Very easily. I mean, I can hit this. Any of this grease is not going to hurt nothing inside of this, in the coolant or the oil. It's not going to cause problems with any part of this. If it's on any of this aluminum, it's going to keep it from, I don't know, like what it did up here, corrode. Anyway, it's a lot to hold on to when everything. So I go around and start getting some of these tightened up. All right, I'm gonna get an extension. I'm just gonna work on getting everything snugged back up. We're gonna get our AC on. When I get everything else here assembled, I got a couple more of the bolts that go up here. I'm gonna grab them out of inside so that we have everything mounted the way that it's supposed to be over here. I'll show you the tool I have for reinstalling the lower harmonic balancer. All right. All right, we have everything reassembled the way that it needs to be. This is the kit that I had purchased. It comes with this. It's like on a bearing here, so this spins. And it's universal, so it's for a couple different things. So hopefully I can use this for some of the other engines that I'm working on. Just need the dampeners in. So basically, pretty much take this, slide it back on. These are all press fit, okay? So they're not, there's no keyway, no nothing. We're gonna take this. Not quite sure how this is gonna work yet, but you hold this and then you turn that with a wrench. That's what we're gonna try. And then we'll reinstall our crank bolt. Here we go. All right, so you'll be able to see the crank moving in. Okay, there we go. Install our bolt, torque it down, and that right there will finish up our install with the removal with the proper tool of our dampener and the reinstallation. So we need to get the alternator, an idler, and a belt yet. They should be here any day. And this thing here, we'll be able to start it up and not have to worry about charging our battery every time we go to start it and move it. Obviously, we won't be able to let this thing run long. And like I said, we're waiting for the frame, and that'll be the next thing that we're going to do to this. Thanks for watching.